Chapter 13, Skies Run Red. So does Arthur have some sort of telepathic power? Challenge praying. Yeah, when I think of praying, I think that's pretty challenging. Let's see here really quickly. Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff. Probably from before even this stream that I just forgot to do there before. Wait. This doesn't work like Fire Emblem rules, does it? Where you can only get like the 1S support. Really quickly. I assume not, but like just in case here. What the heck am I doing? Here, let's have a look-see. Together forever, reach a max level bond. I just got a Steam achievement. You get all S supports. Okay, good to know. Reardon, you said you wanted to talk? Oh, crap. Sure did say that, didn't I? Oh, boy. You look stressed. Thought I told you not to. I'm not forcing anything. Not this time. At least, not that way. Okay, it's important to you, isn't it? Whatever it is you're about to say. It is. So, okay. So, you remember when we talked about expectation? Like, with other girls? You didn't want them to think just because you were flirting meant things were going anywhere. Thinking about that a lot. You told me, stop letting expectation control me. More honest. I did do that, yes. I told myself that since we had no expectations for each other, that meant I was free to do or say whatever I wanted. I'd just be totally honest with you, all the time. Then you pointed out that I hadn't been. The same way that expecting nothing freed me. It also trapped me in expecting only nothing. I wanted more. Oh, yeah, me too. And trying to figure out how to be honest. To tell you that you just said me too? Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. I mean, didn't really picture much of anything for myself in the future. I just coast by like this. I started expecting our talks, and then, more than just talks. Like a future, together. Yeah, I get that part. Just processing. Uh-huh. Sorry, I'm kinda doing the same thing. So then, you and I both? I mean, that's... Yep. Yep. So, who's gonna say it first? Well, I told you to be more honest, didn't I? So how about you lead, and I'll follow. Clever as always, Val. This flirting of ours hasn't been harmless in a long time, right? It hasn't been. We both meant every word, I think. You promise me you'll mean the next words too? Alright, promise to be more honest, Val. I never break a promise. Then, let's hear it. I think... No, let me rephrase that. I love you, Valeria. And I love you too, Reardon. That felt so good to hear. You too, huh? Val, I've got one more promise in me. If you'll promise me back. Hit me. Promise me that one of these days, two of us will build that future of yours. Together. Thought that was a given. Okay, Reardon, I promise. Together. Well, we immediately get one of those support conversations at the beginning of this section of going through supports. Hey, look! Money! Heck yeah. This one here, we can see this conversation. Did you mean it? Huh? Sorry, what are we talking about? Yeah, that last support. Did you mean it when you said that you loved one another? Like you said earlier. Oh, sounding like father. You really mean that? Oh, that. I mean, a little? Not really. I don't know. It's complicated. Quite the answer I was expecting. Mean it or not. Just same feeling sometimes. Frustrated. Makes me think about him. It's not just from you, it's everyone sometimes. I don't want to be mad at people, I'm just already mad, you know? I do. It's so foreign a concept to me. Father and I have never felt so at odds with one another. Always, no matter how kind a word he offers, it's tempered by another harsh reminder. Tell me about it. To think, we have it easy. We? Yeah, I mean, look at Gwyn. Father barely blinked before putting the weight of the whole world on her back. In some ways, maybe he already has. At least we only have to live up to his legend, not his station. Feel like, if you heard me talking like that, tell me that my troubles are still important, even if others are greater. Huh, I mean, yeah, probably. But I never lecture myself, just others. Do as I say, not as I do, you know? Hey now, sarcasm while on duty. What would Father say? Oh, you know, rear dummy, laughing is no laughing matter. What if an enemy patrol hears you giggling, The only thing worse than a failed diplomatic mission is a failed joke. Cannot afford to take unnecessary risks. We must have clarity of purpose and intent in all of our dealings, and what could offer less clarity than irony? That impression's way better than mine. Hey, thanks. I'm a man of few talents, so I gotta cherish the ones I have. So humble. Truly the son of the Grand Master. Only so humble as you are kind, fellow son of Irving. Thanks, Arthur. For what? For letting me vent. I needed this. I did too. Glad we're in this together. I mean, that's our duty, right? It's family. We owe each other that much. Yeah. That was a pretty good support conversation. Oh, we can see this one here. Yeah, let's check it out. Alden, do you have a minute? For family? Always. I've been wondering. That letter from from Mom. What did it say? Were you about to say from Marth? The hit character from... I don't know. Never opened it. You... Huh? I told you. I wanted to read it with you. You said no, so away it went. I've still got it with me, though, just in case. Here, do you want it? Why didn't you just read it for yourself? I even told you it was okay. You're not the only one who's been growing distant from her. It's been a long time since she left. I haven't seen her since then. Each day that passes, I grow further and further away from that girl who raised me. Today, I'm older than she was when she went back overseas. The person she is today, how should I claim to know her? I can hardly remember her face or her voice. We're still so young. Part of me is scared of losing her like that. There's another part of me that almost wishes it would happen sooner. Like, what about her entirely? Maybe I'd stop missing her. I understand. Such a selfish thought. One of many here. Selfish. I was one of the people telling her to go back home. Why isn't this on like a fourth line? I couldn't bear to see my sister hurting. In the years since, I've seen that decision lead to so much pain for everyone else. My best friend, all his children, myself. We all shouldered her suffering for her, whether we knew it or not. There were days I wish she'd stayed, that she'd just kept it all inside, suffered for our sakes. Terrible thought. Did she ever tell you why she left? Aye, many times. She missed home. She hated the attention, politicking, the duty and responsibility, and the order. May have even hated Varroa itself. Go on. Despite it all, she would have stayed, but the worst of it was that Irving lost sight of her. He rode the same waves which drowned her. She couldn't take it anymore. It's been hard to watch. I'm sorry. Sorry? For me? This is your family we're talking about. I've only had to watch, while you've had to live it. You think that this isn't your life? That we aren't your family? Sorry. That was inappropriate. No, you're right. Love you mean the world to me. World and more. Maybe that's why I want it all back. Sister, friend, freedom of my old life. But then, where would that leave you? What kind of man would I have become? You know, we were all a little selfish. And I feel the same way. If I could just give up on the order and live my life on my own terms. Maybe we need that selfishness. That's true. Why is it so hard to accept when others give? Why does it hurt to take? Would you like to read this letter with me? I think I would. But we don't know what it actually says! Say, Eve, got a sec? Why, got a job for me? Or are you here to flap your gums? The latter. If you're gonna be working with us, I gotta know what your deal is. After all, if Ren thought you were a liability, who's to say you won't be one for us? Please make it quick. Didn't agree to be interrogated, you know. Got no right. Make me pull rank on you. I hate having to do that. Just answer a few questions for me, yeah? Hello, Akari. Things are going pretty alrighty here, just more... a bit of gardening stuff and a bit of video essay working on stuff today. I already said to make it quick. And you're already wasting time. Right, well... why don't you tell me what you and Ren actually did together, before and after things went south? That'll be easy, 'cause things never went south. Ren just went soft on me. I've been equal parts his student and his servant for my whole life. I would never betray that. Even before I met him, I was an assassin. So young, barely remember, but had the same target. I beat him to it, but only barely. And took me in. Taught a child to kill? I already knew how. He knew he wasn't going to be able to stop me. Better to guide me instead. Why? Is that a shock to you? Just wouldn't expect that of a friend of father's is all. Why not? Did he not teach you much the same? That's different. I was taught to fight, not to murder. It's all the same and you knew it. Anyway, we weren't murderers. We killed in the name of Inalith. Think praying to the god of justice changes what you did? Not any more than praying to the god of war would do for you. But you were alone then, before you met him. I was. Practically raised me. Once, I would have said he was like a father to me. Must be awful. Being thrown out by a father. Sorry. I don't want you. I want to be done answering questions, so... What went wrong between you two? Killed the wrong people. Fellow assassins. Killed for gold or infamy. The unjust using justice's tools. Ren disagreed with my methods. Ghost of Tsushima intensifies. Is that enough for you? The unjust, huh? Well, thanks for your time. I'll get out of your hair for now. Good. Better things to do. Right. Sure you do. But yeah. And nice. Is that past tense saying that, like, you played Smash Ultimate with someone? Or are you asking to play Smash Ultimate with me? Or what be going on there? Let's see. We have another conversation here. But yeah, I got reminded a little bit about, like, Ghost of Tsushima with the whole methods that the new father figure disagreed with, because that's kind of a big pivotal part of the plot of that game. I still have to finish the DLC of that game. At this point, I figure maybe I'll just do it at Mega LAN, because it's already been put off since February, and it's already May, so, yeah, maybe I should just do it during Mega LAN, and then I have a little bit of the Ghost of Tsushima to play through during Mega LAN, I guess. I don't know. I really enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm really looking forward to Ghost of Yotai, or Yotei, however it's pronounced, later this year. Isn't it, like, August it comes out or something? Wait, what does it come out? I wrote it in the schedule channel. It was, October. August is Metal Gear. That's what's coming out then. Yeah. Anyway, I've just been working at, I was doing some grafting stuff earlier today over at the neighbor's place here. Putting some different apple varieties on their apple tree. We'll see if it grows. And earlier today, I mostly did a bunch of working on a video essay. I've been chipping away more at one, discussing the prices of the Switch 2. And in regards to inflation, the games really aren't that expensive if we're talking like actual buying power. But today I focused on a whole bunch of number crunching in terms of like the affordability. What are things looking like in terms of how much things are costing people generally, and therefore being indicative of less spending money, and being indicative of therefore the affordability is getting like hampered still. So while inflation wise in terms of like raw buying power, the games are staying the same at $80 or getting cheaper at $70, they are still getting like more difficult to afford for many consumers is the case. So I was kind of chipping away at that stuff there. And at this point, I have so much of a script on just the prices that I think that should be what the whole video essay is on, as opposed to like multiple bits of misinformation that have been going around surrounding it. And maybe I'll just do like the other bits that I want to like delve into more. It's just like quick bullet points at the end or something like that. It's kind of the way that this has gone. So I was kind of like going crazy on that earlier today and chipping away at that and stuff. Here, Sapphire conversation. Bearden, you like to sit and talk again? Did you get it? Was blah, blah, blah. I can't words. Words are hard. You know how it be. Do you have a pre-order and it got canceled? That sucks. If so, unless you're talking about just like them canceling the pre-orders before. They did go live again. They aren't live yet for like the official Nintendo stuff. They still haven't put out pre-orders for that. But a lot of retailers have now been putting out pre-orders, like GameStop and Walmart and stuff like that. And there was one for Amazon where they were like, hey, we want to give you an opportunity to pre-order the Mario Kart bundle. And I was like, if you gave me an opportunity to pre-order the regular thing, I would take that because I like my games physical. But, so I didn't take that, and then it expired, and then, yeah. And then my cousin later was like, oh, you should have snagged that. Could have given it to, like, a friend or something like that. That's what he could have done there. But he has 2 pre-orders secured, one through GameStop, one through Walmart. So it sounds like worst case scenario, I probably have a Switch 2 secured. Maybe not right at launch, but probably sometime shortly after. I'm still going to be looking out for opportunities to pre-order and just secure one on my own rather than needing to get one through him. But sounds like worst case scenario, I'm probably good on the Switch 2 front, which is nice. Theoden, would you like to sit and talk again? Oh, me? I'd love to, but you sure? Didn't seem to enjoy our last talk, so... Very sure. I wouldn't ask to do something I don't want to, would you? I mean, sometimes, sure I do. There are days where I want nothing more than to go take a nap under a nice tree someplace. Then I see somebody in a bind and, well, what can I say? Can't help but lend a hand, you know? Like helping people too. Well, no more than anybody else, I think. I hope. Feels like I gotta give back wherever I can, you know? You're like me. I think that means you want to help more than you want to nap. Or maybe they were asking you one of those invisible questions and you had to answer. Yeah, I get that feel of wanting to just, like, take it easy or do something else, but if someone needs some help, or there's something that I can chip in with to contribute, I'll be doing that. Invisible questions? Like, remember last time? You asked to sit, but you really wanted to talk. The second question is invisible. I'm so good at hearing them, but I know they exist. Nobody else seems to, though. Or they do, but they just answer them. I think it's normal. I know what you mean. Most people, it is normal. Right. It's one of the things Alden gave me to think about. I think about it whenever I have to talk. It's hard to think about the talking. Eesh, yeah, that's no fun. You don't seem like you're having too hard a time listening to me gab. Guess not, but only because I'm like you. It's easy to talk to somebody like that. Somebody who's busy like me. What, me? Busy? Not if I can help it. Me, good day's a quiet day. Sure, we might have less of those than we used to, but... Quiet days are the busiest, don't you think so too? Those are the days with the most time for thinking. I think a guy like me spends my free time ruminating? I barely got anything rattling around up here. Total ghost town. It's not true. When you take those naps beneath the trees, don't you think about things before you go to sleep? Don't you dream? I dream all the time. Little silly dreams. Like a rabbit who runs too fast for me to catch him and keeps growing until he's huge, or big dreams about home, or old friends, or war. No, I don't dream. Not at all. Well, that's a little strange. I guess being a little strange is a little normal, right? You okay? Look sad. I'm fine, or I'll be fine. Did I make you upset? Sorry, I didn't mean... Hey, it's alright. Not your fault, okay? I'll just leave you be. But if you ever want to chat again, come find me, yeah? It's surprisingly nice. Okay, I will. Interesting. I also would have thought that when I got to level 20, I would at least be able to see these previews, but I guess I only see... Oh, level 25 plus. I thought it used to be level... I thought it was level 20 plus for that. Maybe when I get to level 25, I'll see the previews, whether I have an ingot or not. I don't know. Would there be any... I have one of those things. If I want to have a super cheap option or something there. I could do another Call a Storm. Just even more damage. It is a more expansive one. I don't know. I don't necessarily need to invest in something right now here. Not necessarily, unless there's anything like super important. Which I don't know that there is here. He'll make that cheaper, and then he just gets to like snipe more. This is kind of the one that I've invested in being the cheap option. Number of stacks. Caster is healed. I'm kind of going all in this being just like the cheap sniping option to be able to keep on shooting from afar without having to worry about it, because there are times that I have so many people clumped close together and I can only attack enemies with so many guys, so just having like a 3 range option is kind of nice. So I could potentially make that even cheaper there. Or my other options with that. There's the Call the Storm. Ooh, there's this one. I could use it more, but like I also want to be using mana. I mean, I'm getting how much per turn right now? Yeah, so I'll be getting 25, and then so I'm getting 30. I could make it cost essentially 5 mana and just like spam it constantly. That's like his only means of attacking at that point, which could be kind of funny. And once I've used so much mana in the map anyway, then it's like, I would like it being cheaper. That's not gonna make that much of a difference when, like, especially as we're getting into, like, higher amounts here. Like, that's really not that much at this point. Having a 3 range option with it could be pretty nice, too. Have a thing going on like Reardon, where it's like, he can use it from afar. If I hit respec, it's 300. I am tempted. I might just leave things for now. Do I want to try the challenge praying? Or do I just want to, like, press on here? Let's have a... Hold on. Let's have a quick look-see at that, at least. So I think we'll do. And I'll decide if I want to do it right now. I'm sure I have enough strength that I can do more story missions. Grant shrines and defeat boss. Complete challenge. So there's a decent few guys around here. If I leave some of these challenges, it might give me stuff that I can do during Mega LAN. I want to, when it comes to Mega LAN coming up here, I always like chipping away at, like, my ongoing playthroughs, but if someone is tuning into just, like, the LAN event stuff, they'll just see me in, like, the middle of so many playthroughs and be like, what's going on with the story? I'm so lost. I'm not caught up to this point to know what's going on. In, like, playthrough after playthrough after playthrough. So I like to do things that are, like, self-contained, that are separate from the story. So, and I also like having a game that kind of defines the event, like one shorter game that I can do start to finish at the event by going hard on. So last year, Mega LAN, I did Paper Mario The 1,000-Year Door, which is not a short game by any means, so I didn't have a lot of time for other things after that. So I was thinking maybe this year, Mega LAN, I might do Super Paper Mario, continue my Mario RPG series, and it sounds like that is probably shorter than 1,000-Year Door, and I might be able to zoom through it. I've been rigging it up on my computer here recently, because I kind of want to do that. And as for my other ongoing playthroughs, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I can just do one of the DLCs start to finish. I looked up the length of the first DLC, Wrath of the Druids, I think it's called, and I think How Long to Beat said that it was supposed to be like either 8 or 10 hours or something, and I was like, holy crap! That's a bit on the longer side. Playing Last of Us Part 2 Remastered here recently, I figure I'll beat the story before that point, and then at the LAN event, I can just do the roguelike mode that was added to the game. No Return, it's called. Because that's just, like, gameplay challenges. You don't have to worry about being lost with any story stuff, so I could do that there. Maybe I do some affinity missions with Xenoblade Chronicles X that are self-contained, like, little mini-plots. So things that are self-contained, like doing a full game start to finish, or doing a DLC start to finish, or things that don't have, like, any story significance, like doing challenge maps in this, or here, let's just go ahead and go back here. That's what I'm gonna do. Or challenge maps in this, where it's like, you can just tune into the game and the fun of that without worrying about being lost in the story. So, part of me wants to kind of save the challenge maps for if I have time at Mega LAN to do other things. I don't know if I'll even have the time for it. I've been kind of calculating it out. Let's see here. I was writing this down. So, Mega LAN is going to be May 23rd to May 25th here. Okay, so the praying challenge doesn't say, but praying at the shrine spawns a boss that needs to die. It's very hard due to that. Okay, that could be a fun thing at Mega LAN then, maybe. So, it's May 23rd at 2:30 to May 25th at 2 p.m. So it's gonna be roughly 48 hours, like 2 full days. Friday to Saturday to Sunday is essentially what it's gonna be. And so with 48 hours minus... I said minus 15-ish hours of sleep I was getting in my calculations equals about 33-ish hours. Realistically, I'll probably have a little bit more time than that. I mean, because I'll probably sleep less than that. But at the same time, I'll also be eating food at points because, like, the whole thing, we're just powering through and stuff like that. So, you know, maybe I'll have somewhere in the range of, like, 30 to 35 hours, something like that. So, How Long to Beat is so great. So... Super Paper Mario is apparently around like 20-ish hours. So it's like, all right, so that'll be, you know, more than half of the event, and that'll be like the main thing that I'm doing. Wrath of the Druids for Assassin's Creed Valhalla is apparently about 8 hours. So like, yikes, that really brings it up there. If I do a little bit of No Return in The Last of Us Part 2, then maybe I'm doing that for 2 hours. If I'm doing some trial laps in Fire Emblem Binding Blade, if I try to beat that game before Mega LAN as well, then maybe I spend like 2 hours doing trial maps. Maybe I spend like 2 hours in Xenoblade Chronicles X Affinity missions. Maybe I finish off the DLC for Ghost of Tsushima, and that takes like 2 hours. And then maybe I hop into Dark Deity here, and I do like, I don't know, 1 to 2 hours of like challenge maps. I do like maybe 2 challenge maps or something like that. And then there's like a little bit of this playthrough showcased at a LAN venue. I don't know. It's adding up. And it's getting to the point where it's like, do I realistically have enough time to do that? What are my other ongoing playthroughs right now? Final Fantasy VII. I don't know if there's anything kind of self-contained that I could do with that. But that's other ones covered. Can do challenge maps of Dark Deity 2. Can do a DLC start to finish of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Can do trial maps of Fire Mind and Blade. Can do the roguelike mode of Last of Us Part 2 here. And finish off the DLC of Ghost of Tsushima, just so I can show what I'm looking at here. I don't know if there's anything self-contained I can do with Final Fantasy VII. Maybe go out and try to recruit Yuffie or something like that. I don't know. But the question is, am I going to have enough time for everything? So I might save some of these challenge maps for Mega LAN potentially, but it is possible I might just run out of time. This is what might happen, where I'm like, hey, here's this stuff that I've saved specifically for this event, and I just run out of time at this event. Because I try to cram a shit ton of stuff in with these LAN events that I do. Like, I remember Fragapalooza last year, I couldn't even finish, like, Metroid Prime 2 start to finish while factoring in the other stuff that I want to do. I had to finish it at home. So, yeah. So maybe I'll leave some of these open for the option later at the end of the month. But if that actually ends up being capitalized on, time will tell. But I do love having little smidges of playthroughs at LAN events. So it's like, if you're looking through the playlist of that specific game, all of a sudden there's a few parts here that are in like a vastly different venue. Here I am in like a community hall with a whole bunch of other people playing video games together, and it's just something very different and kind of cool to showcase local LAN events and stuff. So I'm gonna leave the challenge praying for now.